The New England Patriots have been a busy bunch here in the offseason. You see some of the additions in free agency. Big ticket item there is Stephon Gilmore. The trade, a couple trades there for some offensive weapons and a defensive pass rusher and some key re-signings there. As we look at this Patriot football team, though, right now, Bucky, we're looking at a team inside their draft war room that does not own a first or second round pick. We look at what they've done offensively. Bring in Brandon Cooks. I like the dynamic weapon they have there. But they might be looking for a first-round pick when it's all said.
Yeah, they could be looking for a first-round pick, and they have some valuable currency sitting right behind Tom Brady. How about Jimmy Garoppolo? You talk about a young quarterback that has shown some promise. There are people that are interested in taking him on, maybe as their franchise quarterback. That should bring you back a first-round pick and allows you to address the defense side of the ball to add maybe another blue-chip playmaker.
All right, we look at what they could do. Let's assume what? They get the 12th overall pick. We're going to say it goes down with the Cleveland Browns. All right, let's have some fun here. Shane McClellan might be able to upgrade here with the 12th overall pick. Got some good options, Buck.
Yeah, you have tremendous options available to you. And I'm going to go right to the bottom of the list. And how about Hassan Redick? I know we talk about him on a daily basis, but he's really that good. He's someone who has climbed up the charts. And what I like about him, he's an energizer bunny, a sideline-to-sideline playmaker, a guy who has the versatility that is typically accustomed to what you have in New England, a guy that can play off the edge. He can go inside and play inside linebacker like he demonstrated at the Senior Bowl. I love what he brings to the table. I think New England could find a way to allow him to be a feature player on that defense.
All right, now I'm going to get their 2 third-round picks here, and I'm trying to get in the mind of Bill Belichick here because Ben Gideon, to me, I have him graded as like a 5th-round player, but you look at the instincts and the production that he has, the intelligence, he kind of fits what they do in New England. He could be a nice role player for him there. And then I think you look at them in the secondary looking for an option. Malcolm Butler might not be there much longer, Buck. You can go to Howard Wilson from University of Houston and plug him into this secondary. A young guy with a lot of tools, a lot of upside at the position. I think he'd fit in well. Good value there in the 3rd round.
Absolutely. Tough, smart, physical football players with a level of versatility. That's what they're always looking for in New England.
So trying to get inside the head of the New England Patriots, it's difficult to do, but one thing I do know is this team is ready to roll here to chase another championship down. Now, for more on the Patriots, let's send it over to Rhett with Charlie.
All right, yeah, we're going to give it another shot here, DJ. Thanks very much there. Time to take a little front office view. Charlie Casserly back here with us. Look, Charlie covered the Patriots for 5 years, right? Sometimes night 1 of the draft can be pretty quiet in Foxborough, you know what I mean? So no first-round pick, no second-round pick. Do you feel like that makes Belichick maybe a little bit more likely to take a guy who's perceived to be a safer pick?
Well, I don't know about. First of all, he probably will do something with a trade. I mean, he had those 3 great trades in the offseason. He's never been in this position before, Rhett, so we're not sure exactly what he's going to do. But history shows he's traded up for players. He's traded back to get picks. He's traded a pick like a 3rd for a 2nd in the future. So any of those options to me are open to him. Now, if he's sitting there in the 3rd round, I'll give you 2 guys. Okay, Ryan Anderson, outside linebacker, pass rusher from Alabama. They don't hate pass rush was their number 1 to me thing they had to get better in the offseason. They've done it. Why not add another one? And then how about this one? How about taking a first-round pick in the 3rd round? It's called Sidney Jones from Washington. That Achilles probably will cost him the season, but I think the guy can come back from it. I think medical people can come back from it. He'd be a bargain. You got 2/3, invest in 1. Malcolm Butler, he may not be this year, may not be here this year, he may not be here next year. Sidney Jones, somebody's going to take him.
I like that, especially if Butler's able to stay in New England this year, and then if you end up losing him in 17 or 18, then you got a guy who may be ready there. Good stuff there. Charlie Casserly joining us with our front office view.
And Bucky, looking at how they're built, pretty interesting.
Do a great job of acquiring players in all 3 different phases. Draft, free agency, trade. They've really upgraded the talent on this roster.
Yeah, you talk about creativity. Nice job building this roster. A really talented roster when you look at it on paper here, Bucky. And we look at the picks that they have in this draft. They picked 22 in the 1st round, 54 in the 2nd, and then they have a comp pick in the 3rd round, which is number 97. We won't worry about that one. We'll focus on the first 2 picks. But as we look at the offense of the Miami Dolphins, Buck, skill players in great shape, bringing back Kenny Stills, and they drafted a left tackle of the future last year in Laramie Tunsil.
Good-looking offense. The front line is nice, and they have skilled players that can make big plays on the outside.
I think you maybe see them add a guard, but I don't know they need to do that early in the draft. Let's focus on defense here with their first 2 picks. And let's start at the linebacker position. They bring over Lawrence Timmons, who I really like, re-sign Kiko Alonso, but I think they get a little bit more athletic at that 3rd linebacker spot.
Yeah, they can. I think Jerry Davis is the guy to be a nice fit for them. violent, physical football player. He's a tackling machine on the second level. As this defense is changing, they're kind of becoming the bullies on the block. You want to add more forceful players at the point of attack. Jarrett Davis is a guy that certainly can help that second level on the defense.
All right, Bucky, when I was with the Baltimore Ravens, we focused on three things in linebackers and really every position: speed, toughness, instincts. That describes Hassan Redick. I think he would be a great fit in this Miami defense. You can line him up anywhere, and I'm not so convinced you couldn't just put him outside, let him rush the passer. He could get you double-digit sacks. He's got all kinds of ability, but I think you line him up off the ball, watch him run, cover, chase. He'll make plays for you.
I think he can be very creative and a big part of the nickel package.
All right, let's go back to this defense. Let's go to the safety position here with Nate Allen and see what we can do in the second round.
Look, I'm going to give them a smart, instinctive playmaker in the center field safety. How about Marcus Williams from Utah? This is a guy that has a high football IQ, very productive, does a great job of also coming down in the box and making tackles against the run game. You're looking for a solid starter to play behind what I think could be a very talented secondary. He is a nice fit, particularly in the second round.
Yeah, Marcus Williams, a fantastic high school basketball player, nicknamed Baby Magic. Learn a little something here on behalf of the draft. I'm going to go Josh Jones from NC State. Height, weight, speed, he brings that to the table, Bucky, and he is a physical, thumping presence in the run game. He's going to come downhill, deliver some big hits, and can be kind of a momentum changer in a football game.
You know, I like his attitude. He's an energizer, and he's very violent when it comes to taking tackles on running back.
All right, got a little faster, a little more athletic here with these two picks we made for the Miami Dolphins. Let's take a look at what the Buffalo Bills have done in the offseason. We've seen some changes for this football team, but bringing back Tyrod Taylor to be the quarterback of the football team, the main addition there, just keeping what you had on campus, bringing over Micah Hyde should help as well. Lose Stephon Gilmore in the division to the New England Patriots, definitely in the market for a corner. All right, time for today's mock draft presented by Pizza Hut. And, Bucky, we're going to focus here on this Buffalo Bills football team. And I think when you look at where they're picking here, at pick number 10 in the first round, pick number 44 in a very deep draft, they can get two good football players.
They can get two real good football players. It's very important that they get two starters, two impact players to help this team kind of get over the hump in AFC East.
All right, pick number 10. Let's look at a wide receiver here. They bring over Andre Holmes in free agency. I like him kind of being that third player for him, so we're going to slide him down into the number 2 role at that position. We need to get a stud here to be their number 1 wide receiver opposite of Sammy Watkins.
You know, I'm going to go with Sammy Watkins, I guess alum, his buddy. How about Mike Williams? Mike Williams comes over and gives them a big prototypical number 1 receiver. I know Sammy Watkins has been that number 1 receiver. He's been the vertical playmaker. But Mike Williams is a different animal. Does his work inside the numbers, can really do damage in the red zone. Big physical playmaker, a guy that does a great job of putting the ball in the paint. You put him opposite Sammy Watkins with Tyrod Taylor. I think they've gotten better in the passing game.
I like what they did too. Patrick DeMarco in free agency to be that fullback that you look for. You get this run game cranked up with LaShawn McCoy. Now you got 2 studs on the outside. Could be a different looking offense. Now we go to the defensive side of the ball here at pick number 44. Got to find a corner here. You lose a big time player in Gilmore inside the division. What are you thinking for in this group of corners we have here, and a safety that maybe some people don't know can play a little corner?
Here we go. I think we can go with a hybrid player, meaning Buda Baker comes over and plays maybe that corner, safety, nickel role. This is a guy that is an outstanding player, does a great job playing in the slot. And the reality of National Football League play now, you have to have 3 starting cornerbacks. Buda Baker can come in, be the starting nickel right away, and upgrade this defense. I think this defense is going to play more zone. He should be able to make plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think Buda Baker is the best nickel corner in this draft class. I think he could be one of the better outside corners as well, in that versatility to play safety. A really, really good football player.